The team lowers a camera crew down to explore. But just as they're preparing to enter the tunnel, I think we should get out.
Yeah. Okay, got out here. That stuff up top is not good.
The tunnel roof has started to crack. If it collapsed, it could bury the team.
And we got out, which is even further.
Having said that, the footage is still at the bottom of the hole. You might get it out.
Yeah, we're still. The camera has yet to be lifted up. Let's not celebrate too soon.
While some meltwater flows to the bottom of the glacier, other water appears to take an alternative route. The glacier has a hidden plumbing system. A vast network of tunnels carrying meltwater through the ice, horizontally.
Now that we've seen this moulin, we've seen that it's not a simple picture. It's not straight down the plug hole to the bottom. It's much more complex. Water goes down a little way and then maybe it goes sideways and then maybe it falls down a bit more. Eventually, all going towards the sea, but getting there by a huge variety of different routes.
The team wonders if these side channels could be linked to the creation of megabergs. They want to try to trace the route of the meltwater through the horizontal tunnels and out to the glacier front.
We found a moulin that's about 8 kilometers up from the ice front, and it looks like the water that's flowing down into this moulin is making a direct connection down to the north side of the ice front.
They're going to throw 30 plastic balls, called cryospheres, into a moulin. They may look homemade, but they're packed with sophisticated electronics.
It looks reasonably likely that the water that's flowing past us here will at some point flow out of the glacier front that we've been watching for the past week or so.
Exactly. It's the at some point that is the big question.
So if we can find these at the other end, lots of useful information is going to come out of them.
That's it, looking good.
If the team's lucky, some cryospheres may travel from this moulin all the way to the glacier front without getting stuck inside the ice.
Michelle, number 19! It's going in at 5:56!
The cryospheres will measure the speed and pressure of the water
Off it goes!
and, crucially, reveal where the tunnels come out.
Woohoo!
You know, glaciology is an experimental science. We've got to try new stuff. And that's why I've got one left, and I'm going to wish it happy returns. Mwah.
Electronics expert Mark Neal designed the cryospheres. He'll stake out the field from a mountain top. Meanwhile, Chris, back on the Gambo, also has his eyes peeled.
The terms wild, goose and chase, and needle haystack come to mind. What we're looking for is about, 30 ping-pong-sized balls in amongst all of this ice bobbing on the surface. I mean, I've spent some crazy evenings in my life, but this adds up to another one of them,
Chris is relying on his bird spotters training, but Mark takes a high-tech approach.
We should have the image from the telescope on the screen here, and then I can activate my filtering software, which will tell us if we can see any orange dots.
Hello.
Just have a look up and ask you.
Well, good luck. My eyes are bleeding down here, and I'm prepared to offer you a South American country, a front-engine racing Ferrari, and a night with a supermodel of your choice if you spot one of those balls.
That's generous.
I think it's a generous offer, but I'm confident that I won't be exposed.
Mark is also finding it tricky.
No sign of any orange things. If they've come out, or if they're going to come out, they probably have come out by now.
I'm not going to tell you how many hours we've been out here now, looking for these tiny orange ping pong balls, which are packed full of this scientific paraphernalia, but we haven't found them.
The experiment has been less than successful. But during the search, Chris spotted something which might give a clue about the route of meltwater to the front.
This body of water here is very different than everywhere else. There's brash ice everywhere, and yet this is open, it's turbid, and parts of it are boiling. Well, not boiling, but there's a lot of jacuzzi action.
Jacuzzi action, that's a pretty cool word for it. The upwelling plumes, these jacuzzi, I suspect, are absolutely fundamental to the processes going on at the iceberg.
The team wonders whether the jacuzzis could have anything to do with the hidden tunnels within the glacier. To find out, they've flown in a secret weapon. Imaging expert Richard Bates. He's turning the entire underwater scan into a 3D world.
Richard, what have we got then? This is the side scanning sonar results, and you've transformed them with some software into something.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I mean, if I put that into 3D, you can start to see now.
Oh, so that's just the seafloor?
That's just
no
the
ice.
seafloor we're looking at here.
Right, okay.
We can put the ice back into that, and there you can see the ice stretching from the north side to the south side of the glacier.
Look at that.
But then round the corner, into that embayment, huge cave.
And this on the south side, here, that's where the plume's coming from.
Exactly. These places match where all that water's coming out.
Seen for the first time, they're the mouths of the horizontal tunnels, spewing out millions of litres of fresh meltwater into the sea. These are the source of the jacuzzis. Most tunnels are at the base of the ice, but not all.
Is that a cave in the face of the glacier then?
Yes, it is a hole or a cave, or at least a heavily fractured zone in there.
And that's coming up within the face, and that's something very new.
What an astonishing view.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? You
It's
can really
fantastic.
visualise the fact that this glacier front is not just a big flat wall.
This is the best data we've got.
Is this the money shot?
This, for me, is it. Our time on the Gambo has been very well spent. Look at that.
But it's the effect of the plumes that most intrigues Alan. He believes they melt the glacier front at particular locations, forming a series of deep bays with powerful consequences.
What we're seeing is that the embayments are generally cutting back. That's leaving these very exposed promontories, these massive headlands with towering ice above the waterline. They're 100, 120 metres high in places, and that's where we're getting the really big megabergs forming.
For the team, it means all the pieces have finally come together.
We've seen that huge